The political landscape in West Bengal is heating up as the Trinamool Congress announced the names of the party's candidates for all 42 seats in the upcoming general elections. This move comes as the TMC launches its 2024 election campaign with the Jana Garjan Sabha featuring 3 platforms, including a cross-ramp. However, amidst this fervour, the TMC's failure to reach a seat-sharing arrangement with the Congress poses challenges for the opposition's India bloc. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Modi has also kicked off his campaign in West Bengal with Viksit Bharat, Viksit Bengal. Adding to the intensity, the BJP has released a list of 22 candidates for the state. With these developments, the pressing question remains who will emerge victorious in the battle for Bengal. We'll talk about this with our guest. Joining us on the show at this point in time is Dr. Shatarupa, BJP spokesperson. Also with us on the show is Mr. Manav Jaiswal, TMC spokesperson. Mr. A.K. Mishra, political analyst, joins us on the program as well. And last but by no means the least, Joyita Basu, editor of the Sunday Guardian, with us on the program as well. Joyita, I'll begin with you. Well, the TMC has completely, like they say in colloquial English, thrown the Congress party under the bus when it comes to seat sharing or the promises that were discussed initially for West Bengal. What do you make of what's happened today? A few new faces have also come out in the TMC, hoping that they will continue to get the numbers that the TMC got, which was 20 plus in 2019. How does this change the situation in West Bengal for the better or worse for TMC, if at all it does that?
Usually for West Bengal. What do you make of what's happened today?
All right, somebody's got their television on. Would request you to please turn it off. We can hear your feedback. Kindly turn off the audio of your television. Joyita, response please.
Okay. Actually, I was just listening to a recording candidate announcement, and what I found extremely interesting is that, Abhishek Banerjee, who is the nephew of the chief minister and is an MP from Diamond Harbour, he kept on talking about, the candidate for Bengal, and I found it, the people who are fighting on behalf of Bengal. It is not the candidate from Trinamool Congress, which he mentioned later. But again, I think what the Trinamool is trying to do is that they are again trying to talk in terms of, Bengal and people who do not support Bengal and people who are basically outsiders. So it is very interesting when you are giving your main plank is that, Bengal, pro-Bengal, anti-Bengal. Here you are getting people from Gujarat like Yusuf Pathan, you are getting Shatrughan Sinha, you are getting Kirti Azad. All of them are not from Bengal. So frankly, I do not know on what premise they will be fighting the election. I mean, how can they, in the same breath, talk about fighting for Bengal and outsiders and then feel these people? Number one. Number two, it is extremely interesting that the candidature of this particular, the cricketer Yusuf Pathan from Baharampur. Because if you are looking at Baharampur is an Adhir Chaudhuri Congress. It's a stronghold over there. And the fact is, you say it is Muslim dominated. And all these years, nobody has been really kind of going against Adhir in terms of Adhir has been given some kind of playing field that let him go and win. So the very fact that Mamata decided to make it into a contest, provided of course we are saying that the Muslim population of that particular constituency will come out and vote for Yusuf Pathan because of the star value and not vote for Adhir. The thing is, you see, that means Mamata wants to make it into a contest. At the same time, Mamata, this is kind of some kind of a revenge coming into play. I think according to Mamata, I think there is a problem. Mamata has a serious problem with the Congress. So basically, it is some kind of a revenge mentality working here that you are not, remember what had happened that Rahul Gandhi basically was not giving her much importance. They walked into, with his Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra and all, they walked into Bengal. So basically, this is Mamata's way of showing that I am the boss. Okay, and apart from that, even otherwise, she has problems with the Congress and CPM. She wanted them to fall in line with her, basically, so that the vote does not get divided. And that is the reason. But the very fact that she did not go in for an alliance, apart from the fact that it shows Congress for what it is, it's showing Congress its place. This is also a fight against Adhir in particular. And let's look at it this way. But I'm not certain whether this will pan out exactly the way she wants. Because when you are looking at the minority vote in Bengal, how it votes, when it comes to the BJP, their vote will not be divided. They are very clear that they have to defeat the BJP and they will be voting accordingly, and they will usually go and vote for Trinamool. But in this case, BJP is not a player. It is the Congress that is the player. So whether the Muslim vote gets divided or not in Baharampur, that is, as an observer, I would like to see.
All right, Mr. Jaiswal, what do you make of this election today? Yusuf Pathan pitted against Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Is that a safe bet?
To Joyita, so her observations are her own observation. That does not imply that the government or the people out in Bengal would have the similar kind of, reaction to it.
Of course.
But she's not aware, like 2019, like general election, we also had our own candidate who just lost like 5 to 6%. We had always fought against Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. We had never given him a clean swing, right? So you have to understand what are we standing to. We are standing for the betterment of Bengal. We are standing for the feudal lord agencies which they are running all across pan India, the BJP, the Bhrastachari Jumla party. We are standing against them, and we are doing it everything. We are not just going to run for an election and just go for an election. We are going to an election with the mindset that we have to win it. Every seat that comes in the bag of Bengal, that comes to Mamata Banerjee, it is actually coming to Bengal. And that implies that what we're going to be asking the central government is the benefit which has to be transcended to every individual, the last person on the line. That is what we are standing for. While we are talking about people as an outsiders, I need to enlighten my very senior Joyita. This is not an outsider jab. This is not an outsider jab. Right?
Calling me Joyita Di, I am not your sister by any means. So please.
I just thought it's a respect, because being a Bengali, that is how you can respect. Fine, I call you Joyita. Joyita Basu?
Okay, fine.
You feel respectable enough?
All right,
fine.
All right, let's get to the point. These are trivial. These are trivial. Mr. Jaiswal, complete your point.
This is very trivial. I don't know how she had to react on that. Nevertheless, when we are talking about an outsider, who is an outsider? You have to understand what our Netri, what our leader, Abhishek Banerjee, stated earlier on. Anyone who deprives Bengal of its own right, anyone who demeans Bengal, anyone who wants to push in a divide and rule in Bengal, anyone who wants to malign the dignity of Bengal, anyone who does not understand what is Bengal and its Bengal's culture, anybody, be it the person who's a Bengali even, if he demeans Bengal, if he demeans the Bengali culture, he is an outsider. Shatrughan Sinha ji has a huge track record in Bengal. He has done a lot in Bengal. The money that he has generated for Bengal through his movies are well enough. Okay. Kirti Azad is an Indian first, right? He has been a Maithili and he has been into Bengal long time. Talking about Yusuf Pathan, IPL and many more things that he has done for Bengal with his all NGOs that he has been attached with, the kind of effort that he has put into the growth of the young kids and influencing them to join cricket and other motivational things that he has done, that's a track record.
Okay.
So let's not undermine
Let's get
that.
a response to what you have said from Dr. Shatarupa as well. Let's get a response from Dr. Shatarupa as well.
Bengal,
all right. Okay. All right. I understand. You've contextualized things. Let's get a response from Dr. Shatarupa as well. Ma'am, what do you make of the back and forth that we've seen between Joyita and Mr. Jaiswal as well? And is Bengal headed for a safe result with the names that you have seen?
No, I in fact found it very funny how Manav Jaiswal had to actually explain things and to break it down. I agree with Joyita ma'am that Trinamool as usual wants to focus on regionalism, and they very candidly kept on saying that Bengal elections, Bengal will be represented, etc., etc. But at the very outset, I want to make it very clear through you to whoever's watching that this election is primarily to elect the Prime Minister of India, who now enjoys the TINA factor. There is no other alternative, TINA. So therefore, whoever Trinamool wants to support against any of the BJP candidates or in future CPM and Congress candidates also, it really doesn't matter. Having said that, there are certain things which is very obvious in the Trinamool list. One is they had gone to do some Jono Gorjon, which means a huge roar from the public that they would have wanted to do, which I don't think really happened. And I'm not just saying this as a BJP spokesperson. There have been video footage all over regional media saying that this was not really the largest brigade that one could think of, even in Trinamool times. Number one. So therefore, it is kind of turned out to be sort of a damn squib, if I may say. So Amit Malviya has already tweeted about this. There are seven candidates of this 42 list who are former BJP people, and I think 3 of them are disguised. There are 3 of these people who are Bohiragato. I know Manav Jaiswal spent a lot of time explaining who exactly is a Bohiragato, but this kind of becomes an antithesis of what Trinamool has been saying. Whoever is outside Bengal, if they come in, they are Bohiragato, as in the Prime Minister of the nation is a Bohiragato. Whoever comes from outside the geographical limits becomes Bohiragato. So much so, they even talk about anybody who is not a Bengali by origin, by birth, is a Bohiragato. That is their antithesis, and the names that they have now given.
No, it's not. Let's not.
I did not interrupt
Okay,
you.
Mr. Jaiswal, let her finish her point. Mr. Jaiswal, let her finish her point. Nobody interrupted you.
Vinit,
All right, nobody interrupted you. Let her finish her point. I will come back to you. The debate is not over. We will come back to you for a response.
Okay, now they have even spotted Mohua Moitra, who has she's now being there's an inquiry going on about her giving away the parliament the login details to the parliament. No, everybody knows about it. I don't think Krishnanagar would want to vote her back, but obviously they've run out of candidates and they probably want to prove a point. Now, as far as this is a dangerous territory I'm getting into again. I know people will jump at my throat. Mamata Banerjee has probably kind of taken heed of the fact that we were calling out that she's all the time doing appeasement. So instead of some 7 Muslim names last time, she has now given 6 Muslim names. Very nice. This all together, one has to understand that there is the ghost of Sandesh Khali, the women crying out, the agonies that Sandesh Khali has gone through, the entire social fabric, economic social fabric of Sandesh Khali has been changed, and Sandesh Khali is not going to go back for probably another 3 monsoons. The entire soil has been spoiled in her regime. In a woman chief minister's regime, women are crying out for help. She's turned a deaf ear. So this is going to haunt her for the rest of her elections. Now she might be sporting she's put Rachana to contest against Lockett. They were colleagues at one time in Hooghly. This is just one example. Okay. Whatever she might try, if the battle boils down to Modi versus no one.
Okay, so let's get a response from quickly get a response from Mr. Jaiswal, and then we'll get a response from Mr. A.K. Mishra. Manav, go ahead.
Well, I don't want to be talking as a kind of a tape recorder, but I want to make it sure to everybody, whoever is the BJP spokesperson or probably anybody pan-India. Bohiragato means only one thing: who does not understand the culture of Bengal and who comes and do a catcalling. Didi, oh Didi, and Ms. Satrupal must be very proud of it. She would definitely educate her children to do exactly the same to every woman and every senior citizens across India.
Let's not get personal about this.
No, you're right about it. You should be appreciating your leader. Acha, you're denouncing him.
One second.
Now listen, this is getting unnecessarily.
One second, Dr. Shatarupa. One second. Let him finish his point.
This is the gentleman who is your leader. He has done this catcalling.
He is my leader.
And you would educate your children exactly the same way. I can understand. This is how you want to do it. Great, continue.
Okay, let's get a response from Mr. A.K. Mishra. Mr. Mishra, how do you see the situation? 1 second, Dr. Shatarupa. 1 second, Dr. Shatarupa. We have to give others a chance to speak as well. Mr. Mishra, how do you weigh this situation, versus the BJP, the TMC versus the BJP?
Thank you, Vineet and NewsX for calling me. It is always a pleasure to me. All of us, who will win the fight or who will lose the election, that is the secondary thing. As per my opinion, I have a different opinion. Before the battle start in Bengal, the sitting Mamata Banerjee, Mamata Didi has already lost the battle on moral as well as the ethical background. And bhalo logic are there. Just listen my words. Bhalo logic are there. When we got freedom, the separation or creation of different kind of state, the basic philosophy behind that was this, that every culture should be well preserved. That's why we created the Bengal, Maharashtra and all these things. Autonomous, you can say the mechanism was there to save the culture and all these things. I just wanted to ask one thing, my fellow TMC spokesperson, whether he feels he has confidence to say Nari tu Narayani or Yatra Naryastu Pujyante Ramante Tatra Devta. Especially when a CM is the, you can say the lady itself, and Bengal culture, it is some such kind of the culture where females are always worshipped. That's why they're the main, you can say the festival, it is the Durga Puja, Ma Kali Puja and all these things. And what Sandesh Khali? I think that they are going to make Sandesh Khali and Bengal. We are thinking that we are living in old days Ghazni, created the Ghazni.
What are you talking? What is the, where is he going?
It has been created in Bengal.
What
the government is going to do?
No,
listen. My dear fellow, please listen. Please, I didn't.
Just talking nonsense.
Are you going to feel
just
any
talking
kind of burning sensation? Have you started to feel any kind of burning sensation by my statement? Any illogical thing? What? This is not nonsense. This is, your understanding is nonsense. You don't remember. You don't. No, I know. You don't remember what happened in, you can say, the Howrah. At midday time, what happened? I am talking, especially a female is the chief minister. And what is going to happen with the female of Bengal?
Okay, one second. We're not getting anywhere like this. We're not getting anywhere, Mr. Mishra. I want Joyita to come in now. I want Joyita to come in now. She's been patiently waiting for everyone to finish. Joyita, one second, Mr. Mishra. Mr. Mishra, one second. Mr. Mishra, one second. We're not going to get anywhere with this. Joyita, I want you to come in. 1 second, Mr. Mishra. All right, Mr. Mishra, we heard you. Mr. Mishra, calm down. Joyita.
Exactly, just please. Okay, now basically you see, when you're looking at it in political terms, what we are witnessing is that when through the candidate selection and the kind of rhetoric that is coming out, that is why I found what Abhishek Banerjee was saying very interesting. They are basically trying to recreate what they had done in the 2021 assembly elections in terms of making it a matter of pride of Bengal. And again, that insider-outsider debate. And you see, basically, the whole fight is on emotions. Okay, it is not on substance, but on emotions. But at the same time, when we are looking at it in terms of emotions, and it comes to, say, for example, in terms of issues, these are not on issues that the way TMC is kind of framing the election, it is not on issues, it's primarily on sentiments and emotions. But at the same time, one has to remember, and also it is about deprivation politics. You see, this is something that has been going on in Bengal in particular, and it is not specifically, I would say, restricted to the TMC. We have seen it even in terms of the left also. The left was also, we are in a bad shape, we are bonchito, meaning we are deprived. The center does not do anything for us. That is why you have to vote for us, so the center doesn't do anything for us. It's a very cyclical logic if you look at it. Because the center is not doing anything for us, you must vote for us. So the thing is, although we are not coming to power in the center. So the whole point is, you see, now this is not constructive electioneering. This is not a constructive agenda. And this is something I would say Trinamool needs to understand and learn, because when it comes to voters, the same playbook does not work election after election. So instead of going into emotions and trying to basically what we call, Bengali sentiment ke katu kutu dewa jake we say in Bengali, it's basically you kind of try to tickle Bengali sentiment into coming and becoming an issue. Instead of that, I wish they would be talking about something constructive.
Right. Just Manav, do you agree with that? That emotions are being encouraged in this election rather than logic and the agendas which exist in West Bengal. Of course, one of them is women's safety and security.
First of all, you could really understand how Joyita madam was so touchy so emotional, when I started calling her Di. This was only due to respect.
Well,
but
she hails from
unfortunately,
Bengal.
was
She
very
hails
touchy.
from Bengal. Obviously, she's going to be touchy about the state.
Let me put my point, Vinny. Give me some. This is what I want to say.
Go on.
We are very touchy people.
Go on. Manav,
We
go
are
on.
Bengalis. We are Bengalis. We are very touchy people. We are very emotional people. But we are not fooled. What Joyita ma'am wants to predict. Now, what she has stated about the BJP agenda, that what BJP is doing, and it's been vanchito, that is a word that she has given. It's a very, difficult word to even think of. Then when you deprive others, what center has been doing is depriving. What we are trying to make people aware, we are just trying to make people aware that yes, this is what has happened. Let the people decide. We are emotional people. So is it wrong in it? So you are an emotional woman. Is it wrong? No. But what is wrong? Are you a fool? That is
But the TMC is never allowing people to decide anything. The TMC machinery is deciding each and everything in Kolkata and Bengal.
Where it is gone. And not only that, being in the movement, she is also a woman. She must be roaming around Calcutta city, Bengal city, everywhere, freely, no attention. Dr. Shatrupa is there. If there is a case that Dr. Shatrupa is not able to walk on the streets freely,
What does that
then
have
she
to
must
do
have
with
already-
women's safety? What does that have to
That
do
is
with
what
women's
we-
safety?
because
Dr.
you have
Shatrupa
got
wants
it.
to come in.
Bengal-
Dr. Shatrupa wants to come in.
Bengal
I'm going to
has
give her a
been
chance to
awarded the
respond.
safest
I'm going to
state.
give her an
Manav,
opportunity to
Calcutta
respond. Manav, one second.
has been awarded
One
the
second,
safest
one second,
city in the
Manav.
country
One
for
second,
women.
Manav. You've been speaking for a long
Not
time.
by
Let
me,
Dr.
by the central
Shatrupa.
government.
Everybody's been listening to you patiently. Let Dr. Shatrupa respond. Dr. Shatrupa.
Vinit, I need to just add on.
Thank you, Vinit.
When I'm talking, give me a
Manav
full
Jaiswal,
fledged
can you
flavor.
I have
Everybody interrupts, and then you have to add
Manav
something.
Jaiswal,
One second,
come
one
on.
second,
We
one
already
second,
had a
Manav.
monologue.
One second,
Jaiswal,
Manav. One second, Manav.
There's a pseudo monologue by Dr. Mr. A.K. Mishra.
One second.
You know what I mean.
He hasn't
you are
spoken
the
as
super
much as you
Bengalis.
have. Manav.
You are not Bhalo Manus or Bhadra
Or
Purush.
let me talk.
You people,
Right, one
you
second,
people-
Mr. Mishra. One second.
You
Let's get a
people
response
sitting
from
here
Dr.
are
Shatrupa.
fake
Then I'll come to you.
Bengalis.
Mr. Mishra,
Fake
Mr. Mishra, one
Bengalis.
second. We're not going to get anywhere with this.
No, no, no.
I'm going to have to mute one of you. Please mute everyone except
Some
Dr.
kind of the
Shatrupa.
fake Bengali.
Dr. Shatrupa.
Fake
Dr.
Bengali
Shatrupa.
and fake Bengali.
One second. Please mute everyone
I'm
else
just trying
except
to
Dr.
focus.
Shatrupa.
Demolish the Bengal.
PCR, please request you to mute everyone
Ideologically.
except Dr.
Can you mute
Shatrupa.
Mr. Mishra is an RSS guy.
No,
Dr.
this is
Shatrupa.
not the question of RSS guy.
God, can you
Mr.
please
Mishra is
give me just 2 minutes in silence?
Dr. Shatrupa, go ahead.
Yes. Manav Jaiswal was obviously desperate to prove that he's a Bengali, whereas I don't know, I've never heard of a Jaiswal who's a Bengali. He, of course, has to outdo his own logic of calling everybody else a Bohiragata, so he has to do with that. Then he got in my son. I mean, my son is way more educated than any Trinamool member that anybody can think of, but I don't want to get into political comments. He's talking about making people aware. Now, again, I would like to quote Joyita ma'am that yes, she has very rightly said that Trinamool always wants to, tickle the Bengali sentiment that we are Bengali, which she said in Bangla. But that's not always going to happen because there are very many intelligent Bengalis who are quite fed up of Trinamool's legitimized corruption. I'm using the word legitimized because here you have the Honorable Chief Minister of Bengal who says that she doesn't believe that her 4 corrupt ministers who are in jail have done anything wrong. She doesn't believe that Sheikh Shah Jahan, who is responsible for the debacle in Sandesh Khali, has done anything wrong. She doesn't believe that anybody in her party could have done something wrong. So she's legitimizing corruption in her own party because she takes some 25% share. So that is what these people are now going to go and justify in front of these the electorate and claim that the center is trying to do away with your rights, whereas here the Prime Minister has come to West Bengal in 4 times in 9 days.
All right.
And he's probably
All right,
going to
Dr.
come back.
Shatrupa, we've run out of time as well. Unfortunately, we've run out of time, but we've assimilated almost every comment as much as possible.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.